I won't call it a gift, but a chance for you to come and report to the CEO as the head of partnership distribution, as they need a head of partnership distribution on a full time. Your responsibility is going to be banking and finance, as well as product and project management. Now you will be reporting to the CEO and you'll be managing relationships with commercial partners, and you'll be bringing up, build and accelerate back and end support infrastructure, and achieve the sales plan as an ideal source. Now, the minimum qualification is a bachelor with a mid-level experience of at least 3 years. So definitely, and what you're going to be doing is the little skills you're supposed to have is you're supposed to be good in the communication, also anger management solutions. Can you come together with, you're supposed to also be self-driven and with the ability to meet the sales targets of the company.
Very well, moving on, we have got a freshers career here at USAID Freedom House, or USID, or USAID, so whatever pronunciation you might have from your language. So the Freedom House administrative assistant is needed at USAID run Kampala offices, and what you need to know is that the key duties is oversees the day-to-day office operations, including supplies, travel, logistics, and scheduling, including another one is support the COP and financial officer with the office support systems, including negotiations with vendors and service providers in the most cost-effective manner, support the technical staff in the logistic associated with program activities both with and the outside of Kampala. So you will have to work both in Kampala and also maybe up country. And what they have here is you have to be effective in English. You have to have a degree. The applicant should hold a bachelor's degree, at least 1 to 2 years experience working in an office. So this one is quite fair actually. 1 to 2 years working in an office. I mean, how many times have you? And it's even for beginners, like you say, freshers careers. So take it up, please. Check on to their website at USAID Freedom House around Kampala and get an opportunity grabbing in there.
All right, now we head to Bakali Energy Uganda Limited. These ones are in need of a deputy operations manager with a job function of product and project management as well. Now, what you will be doing is you should have a minimum qualification of a bachelor's, mid-level experience of 2 to 3 years, and the client also, what you need to do is you're going to be reporting to the CEO and the head of partnership distribution as well. Now, the principal accountabilities is that you will be you conduct quarterly committee meetings with the sales group as well, and also launch and activate new alternative sales channels as per company's strategy concern.
Very well, as we conclude on this particular one on job opportunities, some job opportunities for university students who have actually, you're done with your courses. This one is from the Nation Media Group. That is the Nation Media Group, if you are aware of it. So go to the website, especially if you have done mass communication and journalism. They need people to train actually, so make sure you grab the opportunity there. Go online, know the web of application. At least I've seen a poster taking vires on social media, and I've received one as well. So please take it up as an opportunity. So Nation Media Group is
National Media Group that also runs with the
First Way. Nation Media Group. What is it? Is it? I'm talking about
the Daily Monitor.
Yes.
Daily Monitor.
In my mind, I was thinking, am I saying Next Okay,
There
it's
is
fine.
no issue, yes.
So you go to online and grab an opportunity there if you're a student, you have finished your university. So this one basically it's training you, preparing your future in maybe journalism or mass communication or
internship. You can
or
also
public
apply as well.
administration or internship. So make sure you grab the opportunity. And that one brings us to the end of our job opportunities from us to you right on your screen. For now, we're going to have our discoveries and bring to you what you do not know, maybe in innovations, maybe in fashion. Which one would it be today? We start with what? Maybe in taxation.
Now today it is about taxation, like you said, and here in our first discovery of the day, we have how to file a tax return for an individual with a business.
Okay.
And here, let me give you a brief about this. A filing of tax returns is simply a process where a taxpayer reports accurately, correctly, and in completeness all tax obligations according to the tax laws to Uganda Revenue Authority in a prescribed format within a specified period of time. Now, to all the individuals running a business, take a look at this video and see how you can file an online tax return. We'll be back in a few.
On how to file returns online. How to file an income tax return for individuals with business. Go to the URA web portal www.ura.go.ug. Click on Login. Provide your login ID and password. Point on e-return to select the type of return to be filed. Under the column for original, select Tax Final. Click here to download income tax return form for individuals. Save the template to your preferred location on your computer. Before filling out the template, click on Enable Content to enable macros. You should get a pop-up message. Please do not cut and paste any values in the sheet. Click OK. After filling in all the required information, validate the form by clicking the Validate button on the last page of the return. Click Yes to generate an upload file. In case there are errors, click on the error sheet, correct the errors, save, and validate again. It is better not to rename the upload file. Go back to the home page and log into your account using your TIN and password. After logging in, under e-services on the left side, select Tax Final. Enter the period for which the return is being filed and click Check. Enter all the details required, browse the file, and upload the return. If the form fails online validation, correct the specified errors on the saved template from which you generated the upload file. Save the file, validate, and regenerate another upload file. If the upload is successful, click Submit to submit your return. An e-acknowledgement receipt will be generated and a copy sent to the email address that you use at registration. Click here to print acknowledged receipt. Click here to print submitted application form. Uganda Revenue Authority. Developing Uganda together.
And there is how you can file an online tax return if at all you are using the URA. And this here apparently, as you've seen, you can set the template to your preferred location on your computer. It is better not to rename, but then you can upload the file. When you are renaming, you're not supposed to leave space or use any unique characters you've been saying in the video. And this is an initiative by the URA to help you while they come up with such documentaries, such videos to help you get used to the taxes, to help you, to sensitize you and you get used to these taxes, to let you know that these taxes are there and to help us Ugandans. They're not a burden like some people see them. However, so that you get engaged in paying for them. You can also find more of these videos on the URA portal and the URA TV as well, and you get more intact and get more on how to pay your taxes, which taxes you're supposed to pay, how you're supposed to, file your returns, how you're supposed to come up with the IFRS. Last time we saw how to, come with the IFRS. Now,
but how many people are filing returns actually?
Returns.
The adoption of retail or fail returns.
File returns. Now, most of them are filing them. However, why they brought the online situation is because the world is adapting to a new way, and it's quite tiresome in the old fashion as well. Now, also, you should take note of the following. The following are the persons who are not supposed to, who are not expected to file tax returns. One, a non-resident whose income is derived from sources within Uganda and is subjected to withholding tax as a final tax. For example, international payments or payments to non-resident public entertainers, sports persons, contractors, or professionals. Talk about those professionals who come in the country, or in the entertainers, the musicians. You would see someone announcing maybe
foreign musicians
who are coming in. Yes, that means this applies to the promoters of the music industry. And then also a resident.
Is it promoters or the other musicians that are not paying?
No, remember, it's the promoters who are in the country who bring them up.
So the promoter
Yes.
does not file a tax
It will not file a tax on this particular chivulu, yes, of the foreigner.
Okay.
Yes. And then the other is a resident individual whose gross income consists exclusively of employment income, which is derived from a single employer and from which tax has been withheld under the pay-as-you-earn system. So if you're an employee, you can't file it because you've already they've already withheld that from the pay-as-you-earn system. So that means Rita, who's being employed at Smart, is not supposed to file a return, a tax return.
Because the tax return is imposed onto the employers.
Yes, the employers. That is why they say individuals running businesses.
But that's a return, not pay as you earn. You know, they're different.
Yes.
They are different.
So that is
taxes.
a return, and also a resident individual whose total chargeable income for the year of income is below the stated threshold in the Income Tax Act. Then also a quick one: why do you need to submit a tax return? We have three reasons. One, timely submission of tax returns enables you to avoid penalties and other legal consequences. Then, submission of accurate information improves your risk rating levels with URA. And also, submission of VAT returns that require a refund from URA provides the basis of a refund if one wishes to have a cash refund of taxes paid in excess.
URA the other day was saying that actually volunteers who are coming out to say, I have been defying or I have been not paying my returns, so here I come.
I still don't know. Can you find a volunteer who comes here and says,
oh God, yes, they gave us a brochure that actually within this time people came out, they voluntarily came out and said, you know, I'm sorry, like I've not been
paying.
Yes, but it's a good initiative.
Oh, they were scared of the
least
penalty that they may face if at all they have.
Actually, the penalties are being cut off. At a percentage when you come out voluntarily and you say like, I'm sorry, look here, I've not been paying my taxes and here I come. I don't know why I'm laughing, but it's just a human consciousness, like you know, us coming out, you know, say I'm wrong, admitting I'm wrong. Why are you even laughing?
No,
can't
you know
you
I'm
admit
laughing.
that you've been in wrong?
Imagine when you're going to pay taxes and you realize no one is following you or not following up the case that you're not paying anything, and then you come out and say, yes, so
you go to URA or even do it for the sake of the country, you know, because we need taxes.
With reports from most of Ugandans, how Ugandans want to beat taxes, how someone will think of so that is why I'm still laughing, because I'm surprised where some individuals come up and say, I've not been paying taxes, now I want to pay my taxes. Well, such in the videos are.
Okay, kudos to them, because you see,
yes.
it's a surprise. That means kudos to them. Thank you so
In a
much.
country like
But
Uganda,
still
yes.
moving on. Actually, we have smartphones here. You see, I have my phone. You have yours there. You
Yes,
have where you're watching us from on YouTube, or you're on your phone. Probably you just peeping at us, but maybe you're on your phone. So, do you know actually why smartphones are called smart? We're going to be looking at how smartphones are called, why smartphones are called smart, or what makes them actually smart. And when we go into that very shortly, we'll be taking a break. But now, around smartphones in the country, looking at Uganda here, you know the number of smartphones in registered since 20,000, I mean 2018.
A number of imports also coming in.
Imports of what? Smartphones?
Smartphones. People are importing.
Yes, because the country, we don't have our own smartphone.
Remember, even it's something you can carry, and you're not going to be taxed. You can come with it in your court when you're coming from maybe the UK or any other country.
Unless someone misses it at customs
at
there.
Customs, yes.
How can
But
you just,
you'll be holding it like as if it's your own phone, even if you've just bought it.
Ah, I get
Yes.
what you're saying.
Yes,
So actually, that is what people are doing.
Yeah,
You
most
know-
people, someone will come with a new phone, is coming to sell maybe 3 or 4 and carries it like they're his own phone.
Like,
you know.
well, this is my phone,
This is
and
my
yet
phone,
you.
yes. So they will just tell,
Oh,
it's for
kuku
everybody else to
sama
have a
simu.
phone. Yes, you're beating taxes here and there.
Yeah, we have really seen an improvement in the number of smartphones registered in the country, where it has grown steadily in the quarter from 4.57 million in the first quarter of 2018 to reaching almost 8 million by fourth quarter of 2020. As of 2021, we do not know that current report because it's not yet out. But between 2018 and 2020, in the fourth quarter of 2020, we have seen an improvement from 4 to 8. It has doubled almost. And this one comes with different types of smartphones, different types of phones on your phone. The other day we were seeing innovations where you just have a ribbon and controlling your smartphone.
So you consider
over-
innovations that are coming up.
So
because of the
what makes you
smartphones as
think like smartphones are called smart po? Bogende kugula esimu wali kuduka mumpe smartphone. What do you be considering?
Kati edda twalina busimu buno bukyaliwo bukapesa, the ones we call bukapesa, kamapesa. Kati when the smartphones came in, we used to call them touch screen. Ka screen touch nga wofunayo aka smartphone ko ng'ojja ne weewana mu bantu, nze gwe mulaba nafunye ka touch kange, nafunyeyo ka touch. But why do we call them smartphones? Like, why do we call ourselves Smart 24? That means you're doing smart business. Here it's smart. Why you're called Smart 24? You're doing smart business. Everything of yours is legit, smart. Now, as a smartphone or even a smart tab, what do you do that is, what does it do that is different from the others? There are a lot of services you can actually get from a smartphone that you cannot get from from the other local Mapesa phones we had. One, talk about getting online, maybe doing transactions, because with the other phones, believe it or not, most of them are only good at doing the mobile money transaction. That is what you can do. But with the smartphones, you can have it, you can take a picture, you can take a video. So everything is smart here.
You can go on the internet. So smart, you're doing everything fast and timely. And that one exactly drives us to a break right now. And when we do return, we have a business tips right there. This is SMB.
Smart 24, driving business.
Amanya gange nze Ayeba Johnson nva Kyenjojo nsika chapati simaze mu banga dene ekiri awo myaka nge 2 yokka nguzeemu bintu bingi ninawe enkoko zange nina embuzi kale osanga nti nga bakasitoma bajja ne balya nga tebasasudde ekiri awo oba ebintu oyinza obikola nebitatambula bulungi nebibeera awo nebisulamu ate bwebisulamu yebaloosi oba oyinza okubulwa ssente ezigula ebintu ebirala ebintu bya buseere ku dduuka naddala engano eyo gavumenti yandutuyambye nekendeezaamu kaawo ku ssente ne butto ebintu biri nnyo ate kitala saawa zino bakasitoma si bangi n'ekiri awo.
Smart 24, driving business.
Very well, thank you for joining us right here on SMB Smart 24 TV. You're watching right there on your screen. Now, you may be blessed or you're blessed with a talent for designing fashion products, but maybe to turn your passion into a profitable business is something that you're still dreaming about, or something that you're still learning or yearning to learn about. At this particular hour, 36 minutes past 8, let's get into the tips that are actually going to help you or be helpful for you if you want to start a successful fashion design business.
Fashion. You know, we mentioned
what's fashion to you?
Fashion. Everything is fashion. When you come up in the morning and you say, I'm going to wear
everything
this,
is fashion?
As long as you come up with an idea. I think fashion is all about being creative as a person. Okay. So if you come up and say, today I'm going to, it may not be what you're going to wear, but maybe you'll say, today I'll have a pen which is in blue color. With a blue coating. That is fashion. Maybe you won't have a colored pen like this. So if you come up and say, I want my my bottle to be in red colors. That is also fashion. So also coming up and say, I want to dress up like this. That is also fashion. So fashion comes in a
So
lot of
fashion is
senses
the
as
way
well.
you're thinking to do lots of things your
On what
way,
yes,
and
your way
attractive.
on how
Either
attractive
to
they
get
are
money or for passion.
Or for passion, yes. So how you bring more so on what people see. You can't have fashion in the head and you say I have a lot of fashion in my mind, but then you're not portraying it out there. So I think fashion is all about what you can portray in front of the people there.
Yes, I'm just this time we're looking at fashion for business, not fashion for passion. I mean, as you
so
know,
we're out there telling
they
people
kinda
we're into
resemble
fashion. How can
for
you
passion.
do this? Yes.
Yes. For now, we're going into fashion for business. How can you do? How can you be fashionable in line with business and growing your businesses? First of all, you need to think like an entrepreneur. If you really want to grow your fashion business, think like one. To build a fashion business, you must be prepared to think, to behave like an entrepreneur. You must come out of your design studio, meet those who know the business and benefit from the experience. Find out how business works, build solid relationships with range of the people that you have related with.
Yes, and also people such as the manufacturers, investors, and the buyers. First, you need to understand in the fashion who are your buyers in that set of fashion, in that line of fashion that you're heading into. If you're a fashion designer out there who is passionate about it, who are the people who are going to buy your product? Who are the people? If you are a young man who is maybe below 25 and you want to attract a generation which is between 15 to 25, you'll have to notice that there is a certain type of clothing. There's a certain type of clothing that most people do wear. There's a certain type of clothing that a 21-year-old is going to put on and a 22-year-old is going to put on that a 30-year-old cannot wear.
Yeah.
And also you need to understand who is going to give you these products. Who is the supplier, the
Who is giving you the fabrics that you're going to design?
that you're going to design, and who are the people who are willing to invest in your business. If at all, luckily enough, you get someone who is willing to invest in you, maybe your father or your relative or a friend who is...
Where you're getting capital.
Where you're getting that capital, because you're not going to just start up from there. You may have the passion and the ideas, the skills to come up with something creative, but then you would need something. You would need some investment. Maybe very small, but then it will be helpful to you.
Very well.
Yes.
Which drives us to the next, that you should know your client. Knowing your client, actually without knowing your client or without knowing your targets, you simply cannot move forward.
You need to know your clients,
whom are you producing for? If you do not know, I'm producing this fabric, I'm producing these bags for, let us say it, for slave queens
And you
or
produce a
slave
domestic,
mamas, or what is the area? What is the area of environment what is the environment of your sales? Where do you see your sales, or where do you see you are selling from? So you need to know that who preciously are the customers amongst them. Do some research into knowing your customers, because sometimes we do not know our customers.
Yes,
actually. So you need to also do research on who is going to buy. At least Google came there for us.
Who is going to buy you? Yes, because you need to tell.
You can just type in like who is buying 32 sizes, 32 size HGH 32. Like if you're making shoes, fashionable shoes, what kind of shoes are meant for maybe children, and also seasons, I think.
Yes, season. You need to know which customers are willing to buy during this season. If it's a dry season, if I come up with this product, who will buy it? There's a period where most people do a lot of partying, maybe in November, December, that time of merry-making time, where most people are into shopping for leisure time. So I think there you need to understand which type of customers you're going to be having.
So what does that mean? What does that tell? How do you be feeling even? Let me even ask.
For a boy, because that was
does it have a name actually?
There is a way they call such belts where you tie them and you...
And it elongates up to somewhere, like
so it's
around
now
the
that
thigh.
is another fashion for its own self. Even if you go now, mostly if you go to high school, at the high schools, most of the high school students have this fashion. Now during prom parties, the prom parties or the livers parties most people are having this time, and you know.
Yeah, like it's a concern. I mean,
so and you never know what they mean with that.
Because abasajja ndowooza simwe musingayo fashion is really
weird.
I don't know, not weird, because every fashion, I think everyone appreciates their fashion, and I respect that. But fashions nkwegamba sizitegeera oba maybe because I'm not one, I do not know, but. Like how can like I've not seen women putting them on
yes.
on you know, oftenly, like putting them on and getting them, but I think namwe mulina concerns when women dress up and you feel like katobe echo chichi oba ulira atia. Do you feel like do men sometimes, you know, feel that way sometimes?
Well, I think, let me even in most cases this fashion is brought up by the celebrities that we see. It may not be the celebrities, or it may be just a movie. Now someone comes up with a concept in a movie, and then maybe a fashion designer feels like, hey, that is a good one. Let me try it out and see how many people are willing to buy it.
Let me try my luck.
Let me try my luck. Let me try out this fashion. Now that's how some trends come up. And in most cases, because some of the youth and men come up are always moving on with the trends. Toyagala kulekebwa mabega. Kati muina idea like when I was when we are offline, when we are off air, you were telling me how men have totally suffered in this life. And I was like, yes, and it's because sometimes it's because of women nogenda neweka ka nogenda before nogamba why ono omwana omuto yayambadde akasoti bwe kati ne kamunyumira nange kankamba. Yes, omwana yambadde empale erimu ebitulimbo damage nange kanyambale ndabe bwe ndabika. It is the trend, you see. So most men just risk it, not because they want to, but because it is the fashion. That is what is trending, and that is why most people here have to know who are the customers. If at all everybody is willing to buy, try to produce more of that, because that is what is trending at that time.
Singa bakolayo damages abantu abakulu, because they were also admiring like guno mulembe gwebituli. So if at all, so you see, I've discovered an opportunity there. If at all there was any way on how maybe fashionistas or fashion designers could fix in the elderly, could fix in the old
some
people.
Some designs don't fit in some ages, you could just tell. You know, finding a 50, you imagine finding a 50-year-old.
There could be a way, maybe, if they did more research, or maybe asking them, or mwagala kwambala damage.
But then, in 80% of them are not willing to wear it.
Okay, that makes us move on to our third tip that starts with a small project. Actually, we have seen very many fashion businesses failing because they are looking at many things, and yet you cannot manage more than 5 things at a time for the start. I mean, for the start, you look at your friend is starting up a shop. Ayagala akole kino, ayagala akole kino, ayagala akole kino, ayagala akole belts, ayagala designing omlens, feko. Before, like, you lose concentration. That is what I can drive here. That when you're focusing on two very many things at a time, and even you're just starting, you have not yet mastered the just beginning of your business, you're focusing on too many things, you will end up losing focus. Have you seen people losing focus when they have just started their businesses?
Yes, most of them
within
lose
a
track.
month time.
Yes. Most of them lose track is because they want to move at a very high speed. You want to achieve something in a short time.
Do you know why? I want to achieve what you have achieved in 10 years, and I want to just come
because
and grab
I'm in the same line of business with you, not knowing there are some challenges with that, not knowing that you started up with knowing the market, because most of the fashion designers out there come up with maybe start selling shoes. Some people are centered in shoes and clothing, but mainly someone will settle in one major product to understand where is the market. If at all the clothing fails, he heads into the shoes, or she heads into the shoes, or tries out in the shoes, because we've seen a number of issues. Fashion does not only relate to shoes or clothing. Some people are into makeup now. and you can find a simple room where someone goes there for only makeup in the evening. Someone maybe going on a dinner date, or someone going on a business, maybe a business interview or in a business conference. Someone goes to a shop and has some, you get some makeup. So the makeup artists have also centered in that. They feel like maybe this is what they do best, and they're starting from there.
Because they want to invest more time in that, understand it more, and
understand
then you
business,
can move
yes.
on. I tell you, when you concentrate on more than 3 things at a time and you're trying to fix them all at once, understanding
you have
them.
to lose, you may lose either all of them, or you're going to lose the majority, because you have to first set on one. Because at least one line of business or one source, if you're into clothing, for instance, it's going to give you more time for you to to read the market and understand that maybe in the next 5 years, when this business is booming, I can venture into other fashion types as well.
And moving on, you have to set the right prices. Oh my God, this one is still a challenge. It's still a challenge for startups and even in businesses everywhere, not only fashion, but setting right prices. How challenging has it been for you, for some of the businesses that you've seen?
Oh, some of the businesses, okay, mainly you don't blame any business, because you set up a business because you want to make profits. But then you need to first of all understand, are the people willing to pay? Are your customers ready to pay for that amount of money? Because
given the quality and quantity
yes.
provided.
I remember the times in high school when we used to go we used to go as a group, as the boys, we head into downtown to look for nice clothing because we wanted to look trendy. We wanted to go with the trends. And then you would find out that most of these clothing were very nice and they looked so attractive, but then they were a bit expensive. And then I realized these people are not fitting into the situation. They don't understand who is going to buy these clothes. And you could tell that these clothes have been there for quite some time, because you're creating clothes for a student who's still in school. How much money does the student get? Because I believe if a student who's not working and is only at school, the only benefit they have is by working. No, by getting some upkeep, what we call pocket money at school. That is the only money you get. That is when you start saving a little maybe, and you say, I'm going to buy myself a shoe at 80,000. Now reaching downtown and the shoe is 200,000. Remember, it is for your age bracket. That is why most of these business people,
because they know maybe your father is going to give you the money to come and buy.
But I think when you're setting the right prices, what do we mean by the right prices? Look into the customers that you're having. Are they willing to pay for such a price? You cannot hike it so much if you know you don't have the available customers. That is, unless when you know that you have customers who are ready to purchase a good at that particular time. Maybe your suit, maybe if you're a makeup artist, or maybe you're selling shoes. Are people willing to buy that at that price? So that is why we call you set the right prices. And in fact, when you're starting up, you don't need to be so expensive. Even if they say you're setting a trend and you say for you that is your class, na ye oino kakana mko katono so Kusoma market, then you come up with the right price.
Exactly, driving it in from Kusoma market, like how are the other competitors selling? Because you won't just come because we are neighboring, and then you for yours is at 20,000 and selling at 15. That is actually why people go to different shops. Nabuza and he goes to the next shop and gets
really
the
hurting.
exact
Yes,
shoes.
it's really hurting.
I don't think it should hurt you, because you bring that heart to yourself. I mean, because we need to all set decent prices. They should be
reminded
decent.
me, have you ever bargained downtown when you're going to downtown? Maybe you're Wino. There are scenarios where you go and bargain for a cloth maybe. Noja no sangwa msaja na gamba. This jumper is 50,000.
Akutandikira mwatu.
Unene. Kati no tandika ngamba, I can't give you 50. Then you tell him I have 30k. It's like no. Then you also say, you know what, I have 20,000. And then when you threaten to leave, and you be like, kali kangende wa mlanga gamba kali later sent. And now when you give him the 20k, chikunyeza chilipo chigamba, I wish I even gave him 10k, because.
So you, my friend, actually, what I do, I move on to the next one. Exact sweater is actually at 5,000.
So
you feel bad. Again, we don't feel the same. Yes. So
why did I
pay? Why did I give in?
and then yet you are also trying to to lower your charges. Kumbe the guy puts you up so that by the time you reach a time, his price is so funny.
So make sure you put on decent prices that will make your businesses actually profitable, not for only your benefit, but also for the benefit of your customers, like we said. But still moving on, put everything on you take use of internet and take use of technologies. Put everything on a website. Oh God, how many people have got websites in fashion? Let's look at Africa. Let's look at Uganda even. How many websites? Leave alone social media handles.
Yes. The website, the www that you
because
see,
the website has a lot of I can say segmentations that you can segment your businesses.
Yes.
But also, don't judge them, or let's not blame them. How many people are willing? How many websites do you visit a day? You might visit because probably you're looking for information. How many websites? Let's talk. How many websites do you visit on a daily basis? And you're visiting a website, let it be even information.
Yes, because by the way, you need to first venture into that. Try to visit certain websites and see how these people, try to market their businesses, how they advertise their businesses. Because if you're to look clearly at most of the successful fashion designers that we look up to in the US, maybe in Italy, or
they are website based.
Yes, websites. And we're mentioning about how you can use your social media to boost your businesses. That has been something that we have been promoting here on Smart 24, and how you can drive your businesses in such a situation where you're not moving from place to place to to advertise yourself.
Especially in this COVID times.
In this COVID.
How are you promoting e-commerce in your business?
I remember you mentioned about a smartphone. This is where the smartphone kicks in. How can you get your smartphone and do something with your business and try to create a website? If you have not created one, create one, or you can find a way, or you can find someone who's already in the business, like we mentioned in the first tip. Try to get used to the situation. How did you create a website?
There is a less percentage going to go on a website to look for your fashion. So what do? Use the opportunities available. Use Facebook.
Yes, use Facebook, WhatsApp.
Use WhatsApp.
Because most of you have a lot of contacts. You may have around 100 to 150 contacts. Out of them, you can get maybe 1 or 2, 3 customers. That will be a good number. But then as time also goes by, even on Facebook, wide range. I've even seen most people on Twitter now. People are using Twitter to sell their businesses. Someone opens up an account and a handle on Twitter just to use it as a way of promoting their businesses, which is a good way because they understand. Most people on their smartphones most of the time. So,
I agree, Paul, and we have platforms that are giving opportunities to businesses. It doesn't matter whether you're starting or whether you've been in business. Like talk of Gigi.
Yes,
Gigi is giving opportunity to everyone, like you're selling or you're buying. So you post what you're selling there and customers start hiking you up or start, checking on you. Look at Jumia, like other platforms, e-commerce platforms. And also, so take advantage of them.
And also, if at all you're a fashion enthusiast who's actually coming up with these ideas, just know so much that if at all you've been carrying up these things on a low key and you're worried of where your line is, continue, go ahead. This is a good move. If you're still going on with these tips and carrying on with them, it's the way to go. With time, you're going to be adapting because with such tips and such ideas, you're getting used to the system. With time, you're going to adapt to your business. You'll see some developments with time. Do not think of early results, but then I get in the next 10 years or 15, if you stay in that line of business and you're on the right track, you're definitely going to make it big in the business. That is for the young fashion designers out there, the entrepreneurs who are willing to come up and push over to make sure you can earn something from fashion.
And there we go. And just to tell you, there are many tips, but we will be breaking it down for you as time moves on, or as we continue to interact, or you engage with us as we continue to engage you right here on SNB. For now, we're going to take a short break because at the exact top of the hour we have got news updates coming your way, and also we expect to bring you an analysis analysis update on the follow-up of vaccine procurement, COVID-19 vaccine procurement and processes in the country. We expect the Ministry of Health to be on this one. We take a break, we do return.
Smart 24, driving business. Smart 24, driving business.
Yes, it's exactly 9 a.m. in the morning. We hope you're doing a great one and you're having a great time. For now, let's look at our news updates, both foreign and local. Jerome Paul Sonko on that one.
And all right, now we head into the local updates. First, as we start with the top story, the Ministry of Health will start retesting all labor export workers a day before they depart the country. Now, Dr. Diana Atwine, the permanent secretary of the Health Ministry, says the move stems from the number of migrant workers who have tested positive for COVID-19 at their final destinations. In a letter dated July 8, 2021, Atwine wrote to the permanent secretary at the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development to issue the interim measures for migrant workers exiting at Entebbe International Airport. The measures will take effect on July 11th at 12 a.m. Now, Atwine says the measures will protect the credibility of the country's health system at meeting international obligations and also to to deter further blacklisting of Ugandans from international travel arrangements. Now, last month, the United Arab Emirates and United Kingdom banned flights from Uganda due to the surging number of COVID-19 cases that are on an increase. Then we head into the other story as one man has been arrested for announcing Museveni's death. Now, according to the police, they arrested one man from Luwero district in central Uganda over offensive communication after he allegedly circulated falsified news that President Museveni had passed on. Now, apparently, social media has been saying that Museveni is dead, and this led Museveni to order security persons to locate very quickly the one who tells such a story. He made the remarks during another swearing-in ceremony of cabinet ministers at Kololo Independence Grounds on Thursday, July 8th. So to all of you that are coming up with these false stories, you need to stay warned because the security is coming for you as well. Now, lastly, on to our local updates here. The Minister of State for Finance and Privatization, Evelyn Anite, has called on Ugandans to support local manufacturers by buying their products. Now, Anite made the remarks while on a visit to Fabrication Systems Factory as part of an effort to understand investor needs in order to promote the use of locally sourced and locally produced goods and services. She stressed the importance of the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda policy, thanking the company for not only locally sourcing materials and therefore producing locally fabricated products, but also for providing Ugandans with gainful employment opportunities. Now we had now that is all we had from the local updates. Now we head into the foreign news updates. Now we start with the G7 members that has launched action plan against famine and humanitarian crisis. Now the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Catriona Leyang, recently welcomed partners from the federal government, the Ugandan nations and other at the United Nations, and other diplomatic missions in Nigeria to launch the G7 Famine Prevention and Humanitarian Compact. This was a welcome opportunity to discuss the impact and ways to foster collaborations with Nigerian partners, the UN and members of the international community, respectively. Now, the diplomatic missions of Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan and the UK, as well as the USA, as the G7 members took part, as well as attendees from the diplomatic mission of the European Union. Now, delegates from UN agencies, the World Bank and other non-government organizations also attended this particular conference. Now, lastly, President Joe Biden has signed an executive order aimed at cracking down on big technology firms and promoting competition. The move points to Mr. Biden's desire for tougher scrutiny of big tech, which the administration has accused of undermining the competition. Capitalism without competition isn't capitalism, it is exploitation, Biden explained. Once more, capitalism without competition isn't capitalism, it is exploitation, Biden explained. He further suggests that the problems have risen because of large tech firms collecting too much personal information, buying up potential competitors and competing unfairly with small businesses. Now that's all we had for the local and international news here on SMB Smart Means Business. This is Smart 24, and thank you for waking up with us and also being live here at this particular time. But remember, I'll leave you with this quote here: capitalism without competition isn't capitalism, it is exploitation, as President Joe Biden stated in his speech yesterday. Now we head into a short break. When we return with more analysis. Good morning.
Smart 24, driving business.